about. This is for YouTube. I'll get it out of the way right away. Yesterday, Tara Joyce at Not My Rabbit Hole with Tara Joyce posted on her community page a retort of a video that I posted talking about the Erling, Iowa gas station explosion. She bitched about me being a grifter, but then told everyone to donate to me. But the PayPal and the Venmo account that she gave was David Shurter 1, my YouTube channel. That's not either one of my, that's not my Venmo account. That's not my PayPal account. So is there a Venmo and PayPal account with David Shurter 1 that they're trying to get? Because if the Slime King taught me anything is they like to weaponize donations. They like to weaponize donations. They give like they're a savior until it's their interest to turn around and slit your throat over it, which is what the Slime King has done to me over and over and over and over and over. And so I informed law enforcement. It'll be easy enough to find out if there's a PayPal and Venmo account with David Shurter 1. It'll be easy enough to find. Why did Tara Joyce post that? And why did she take it down almost immediately, but not before I saw it? And so if you go to my website, the link is in the description, you can see the letter I sent law enforcement this morning. I didn't think about it. Yesterday, the live video was so wonderful. It was just grand to be able to just talk with people about normal shit. Hey. But yet, and then I want to deal with the dickhead who came in at the very end of my live broadcast yesterday, which people sent me screenshots of. That's also posted on my blog. I'm not safe. They know I'm not safe. And when you were talking about I'm strong, your bullshit, those fucking weapons that you told Congress in 2006, the group you're affiliated with, said they had these weapons and they were going to use them on American citizens, and they're just fucking shit that you use to torture people in their own house. It's off the fucking charts. And yet, here I am, still. But you won't listen to what I fucking am telling you. I have told you, you can go read the screenshots. People sent me the screenshots. It was right as I was ending. They wanted to make sure they got it right at the end. But people took screenshots because people are aware now of the shit that goes on in here. And so people are taking screenshots of the shit. And the reason why I have survived the absolute worst that you have to offer to give me is because it gets to be returned to you in the dark. But you won't believe me. You won't listen to me. You won't accept what I have to say. And it won't make a bit of fucking difference in the end. What you fucking want to believe or what you don't want to believe. And I assure you, the shit that you have done to me, the only reason why I'm able to get through it is because I know I get to return it. Eventually, things are going to flip around, and then I get to return it. And I'm going to return all the shit with the same fucking mercy your group has given me and everybody else, which is zip, none. So the Slime King and little Lucian Greaves, sick as he might be, can tell themselves they're gonna live for fucking ever and how they're so powerful and how they can do everything. But in the end, you're just simply fucking yourselves. You're just simply fucking yourselves. And you're doing it in such a way It will be easy to prove if there is a PayPal and Venmo account, David Shurter won. It'll be easy. And even if you took it down right this fucking second, it won't stop the fact that it was up. It won't stop the fact. And then when I prove that, then I'm going to take that and compare it to what the fuck I just found out with Social Security, with there being a myriad amount of attempts at identity theft on my fucking disability. Again, the same fucking group that dances around and brags about it. Could they be the ones doing it? Or maybe it's a secret group that nobody knows about. Maybe it's aliens from outer space. You know? This group can do whatever the fuck they want to do. And right now, my sheriff, Shelby County, Iowa Sheriff Neil Gross, and his butt boy captain, Chad Butler, their whole history is helping and protecting them. That's their whole history. That's the gas station explosion. That's just one example of the shit that I've shown. When Pootie Twang as Daniel Dowd, who's left me voice messages, for me to actually post them, I have to record them on something else so that I can record them on a video. But all I have to do is hit the little 3 button thing and I can share it in emails, and I have with law enforcement and everyone else, because I'm not going to give Neil Gross nor his butt boy Chad Butler the argument of plausible deniability. There's not going to be any of this, well, we didn't know about it. Even though that's what he'll do. Neil Gross will argue with me, send out a group email to the very people who were attacking me over one picture that isn't even the right email account that I talk about, and tell me nothing happened. And yet, all of the live videos of my town, to this moment, he hasn't brought that up to me in any explanation whatsoever. So one picture from the wrong account, he'll go on and on and on and leave me email after email, which all you have to do is go to my blog and type in the search bar, I have reasons I do not trust Shelby County, Iowa Sheriff Neil Gross. And the whole email exchange will come up because I posted it all. So he'll talk about a video that wasn't even on the right account, which I told him wasn't on the right account. But all the live videos of my town that was happening at that moment, he doesn't have a fucking thing to say about that. Not a fucking thing. And yet I'm just supposed to be, oh, they're doing their job. Yeah, they're doing their job. I should just sit back and let them do their job. You know? If their job is helping fucking child killers, yeah, they're doing their job great. The motherfuckers that are right beside me, the one who lives beside me and my sister in Erling at this exact same time, works for the mayor, lost their kids over meth. Partner is directly related to the ex-chief of police of Harlan, who retired and was known as the biggest drug dealer in town. The fucking dumbass that told me that the light going on and off when I turn my porch light, they can tell when I'm alive. All of that shit. And they all meet together in their little fucking NA meetings right next door to the sheriff. You know? This is small town Iowa. I don't know how you guys think small town Iowa works, but this shit, it's small town Iowa. You know? They're going to do whatever they want to do. And if they don't like you, if you're not popular, they'll do whatever the fuck they want to you. You know? And so it's just, I just really don't care. There is no plausible deniability this time. There's no plausible deniability. And we're all at a spiritual thing. We're all. Time of sorrows. Do you really think that the people just got hit with that hurricane are fucking worried about the political climate or who they're gonna vote for in 30 days? All their shit got washed away. But that's what they're worried about, you think? And where are all those people going to go? Huh? Has anyone ever thought about that? All those people who lost their homes, what, do they just disappear? You know? Oh my God, and now I'm just full of little kids. But that's how this works. That's how this works. Things are changing in a way that nobody can fucking deny. And for some people, life has changed drastically already. And it's about ready to change again. And it's only going to get worse. We are at a spiritual time here. And the shit is going to come down. Gotta go, so much going on. I hope this gets resolved for you quickly. Oh my God, I'm almost 58 years old and it hasn't been resolved yet. And look at what the fuck they're doing. You know? Now I would be willing to bet they're taking donations on my behalf. Because they're going to try and set me, they'll just do whatever the fuck it is they want to do. You know? And they'll post about it. Doesn't matter that they took it down. I saw it. I saw the post. And if YouTube wants to go look at her page, at her community page, they can see what she posted yesterday. I didn't get a screenshot of it because I am so sick of having to fucking be on top of these dumbasses. But this is the way it works. This is the way it's working. That gas station explosion, I don't know what else to say about the gas station explosion. The report says only one explosion and it leveled the place, and yet the KETV thing obviously says there was 2 explosions. Neil Gross, Shelby County, Iowa Sheriff, got interviewed. I got interviewed. I'm on the same news program as Neil about the gas station, you know? And contrary to that report, my sister was not in the house when the gas station exploded. Otherwise, she would have been outside, and that dude wouldn't have been able to go on the porch and film like he did on her porch. Because the porch that he films on in that KETV thing, that's my sister's house. You know? You know? The whole thing about it is that most victims are nobodies. It doesn't make any difference if I'm a nobody, if I'm not a nobody. Stephen Marcel, I just took a screenshot, so when I post this, I'll post the screenshot. Hey, guy, listen, you were not interviewed. You were a knob and nobody. If you're talking about the KETV report, then you're a fucking idiot. You're ignorant. Because you can just go to ketv.com and type in Erling, Iowa gas station explosion. Watch the report, and you will see me in the report. I was interviewed, you know? But now I have to argue whether or not I was interviewed or not. That's the bullshit that this group does. And so then everyone's arguing their stupid shit, and nobody's looking at the core of the issue. The core of the issue of that gas station was I was trying to expose a child trafficking ring. And these fucking child killers put a bomb in that gas station and did a terrorist attack on the town of Erling. And then it got reported incorrectly. And there's only one way that could have happened. Neil Gross does not have the power to make 2 explosions 9.5 minutes apart into one explosion that got leveled. And so that's what basically, I'm not an English teacher. Sorry. You know, I have a little bit more important things to actually talk about. Some ran. Oh, they'll run all right. They'll run. And they're all going to go report me because they want to do with their shit, but they don't want to be called out on it. They don't want to be called out on it. And I don't care anymore. Everyone has seen it happen. Saki says we've all seen it happen. I decided to stay and give David support. Thank you. You know, that everyone has watched, especially in the last year, everything that has happened. It is not secret. I documented everything. That was the reason why I was supposed to do what I did, because I was able to document everything. And it's just one attack after another attack after another attack, you know? And if I find out that they're collecting donations on my behalf fraudulently, I ain't gonna just let that go. I'm not gonna let it go any more than I let that gas station explosion go. And they can say whatever the fuck they want. I can show the proof. I can show that there was more than one explosion. It's about child trafficking. Click off here, go to my channel. You'll be able to get a sense from the videos that I have. You know? It's not a flat earth channel. But I wouldn't necessarily call it normal either. You know? I've been exposing child trafficking. Issac Kappy was my friend. Online. We talked on the phone. Had I known who he was and who he was hanging with, I would never have gone back to become his friend. The group that he hung with, all of them that I know are trash. It was his supposed friends that got him off that fucking bridge, you know? Tracy Twyman, you know? All of these people, the last video on the bridge is AI. He was not, how did he go from what he was in that Periscope video to what they say was happening the very next day? You know, what happened? And who was hurting his dog in the background? You know, you could tell people were in the fucking room with him, threatening him. Every time he said he wasn't suicidal, you could hear someone hurt his dog. It wasn't, you know, he wasn't haunted. His fucking killers were sitting in the room with him, making him do that last Periscope. How about you let someone come into your house? You know they're gonna murder you, and you go ahead and do a Periscope and see how it works for you. You know? The problem that I have with most of this is that it's all fucking entertainment to people. It's all entertainment. He got fucking murdered and thrown off a fucking bridge, but it's all entertainment. It's all intrigue and, oh, gossip and, oh, it was Tom Hanks and Oprah Winfrey, you know? And all the while, fucking kids are disappearing and ending up dead in horrible fucking ways. In horrible fucking ways. Children are ending up dead in horrible ways. You think they find it entertaining? Do they matter? Do any of them matter? Because that's what we were doing. That's what we've been all trying to expose. And as far as I can see, I'm the only one left. You know, out of the group that was actually real, I'm the only one left. Yeah, the news report from the place he was researching was terrifying. When you read about that homeless camp that was on the border of Arizona, that Craig Sawyer and Russ Dizdar were running around trying to fucking distract from, you know? I know, and I'm sorry that I'm getting pissed off. The good mood that I was in yesterday, and I was in a good mood the whole day. When I got off that last live one, I was in such a better mood. I was so just happy. But this morning, when I started thinking about the fact that Tara Joyce told everyone to donate to me at David Shurter 1, knowing what the fucking Slime King does. Now I know that they're just trying to set me up. Shit, they just tried to get me to poison people in my town. That didn't work. So now what? They're doing shit and they think that they're big and they're bad because they hide in the fucking shadows and hurt people from the shadows. So let the shadows claim them. You know, let the shadows claim them. Neil Gross, my sheriff. I know he'll watch this. I know his butt boy will watch this. I emailed him, I think this morning, and said, if you're okay with child trafficking, then offer up your own fucking kids. If it's okay for everyone else, then it must be okay for you. You like these fucking child killers so much. You want to protect these child killers so much. Give these child killers your own children. Otherwise, you're a fucking hypocrite who protects child killers. It's easy to get angry about this. It's normal and natural. My apartment walls get my rants. See, I don't rant to myself because I have dogs and they're upset, you know? Even if I mumble to myself, my dogs get stressed out. And so, and they're hiding downstairs now because they just heard me yell. I have this shit. What good is it for me to rant to myself? I'd much rather have people hear me rant, you know, so that they know what the hell I'm saying and doing. And every time I turn around, it's another fucking setup. Every fucking time. And it gets to be frustrating. It's exhausting, is what it is. It's exhausting. And they dance around with impunity, knowing that my local law enforcement isn't gonna do shit, you know? Isn't gonna do shit. So they think they can do whatever the fuck they want with impunity. And they can. Right now. Right now. But that time's getting ready to change. It's getting ready to change. You know? Life is already getting ready to change. Even though most of us didn't get hit with that hurricane, our lives are about ready to change, getting ready to change. You know? Billions upon billions are gonna flow out of our insurance companies. What the fuck? It always trickles down, doesn't it? Except the money. But the bills always trickle down. They ain't gonna take it in the ass. They're gonna charge everyone else. And now what? They're getting ready to get hit with another one? You know, there's another one forming. And the Gulf is hotter than it's ever been on record. And all that hot water is just fueling them. And so it's just, life is getting ready to change. It has changed. It's changing all over the world. All over the world. Because the weather is going crazy. Crazy. And they better hope they can live forever, but I'm not sure if I would want to live forever in the world that's going to be left when everything gets finished. And so, it's all, see, now I don't even want to, I'm sick of dealing with all of this. I'm sick of dealing with all of it. I am. To be quite honest, had I had any money in my pocket, I wouldn't be doing this. I would have left and gone down to Omaha today. Just because I'm trapped and their shit is on top of me. It was so bad last night. It was so bad last night. That's the reason why that dickhead wanted to say, I hope you're strong, or whatever the fuck he said. You can go read it on my blog. Because I just take screenshots of their shit and post it. That's what I end up doing. You know? And Now I have to go deal with PayPal and Venmo and find out if there's an account David Shurter won and who opened it and where is the money going and how much money has gone in there. Because that's fraud. That's fraud. That is fraud. You can't legally do that, can you? You can't legally do that. A sleeping mask is not going to help. If it can come through my walls. I got up last night at 2:30 in the morning. My whole body was on fire. I set my air conditioner at 65 last night, hoping that would help. And I got up at 2:30 feeling like I had been outside in the sun and I had just come in from the sun. My body hurt. My skin hurt. You know? I'm getting all of these weird ass, I don't know if you can even see. I'm getting all of these weird ass marks. There. They're all showing up all at once. Didn't have them before in the last 6 months. So God only knows what's happening inside of me, you know? But I guess it's just, I have mass hysteria like every other person who got hit with this when they're in the embassies, because that's their argument. Every single person who said they got hit with the weapons that our Air Force told Congress in 2006 they had, and they were going to use on American citizens to show the rest of the world were safe. But it's now 2024, and everybody seems to think that what's causing this Havana syndrome is either mass hysteria or Lord Voldemort and his fucking Death Eaters casting their magic wands. That is the shit victims have to go through. And the fact that they murder kids, they blew up a goddamn gas station, they fucking murdered my friend and fucking danced around and laughed about it, but to get it investigated, I have to go through the police. I don't have to go to my local law official. I have to fight them to get it fucking investigated. So, you know, you're right. I should just be peachy keen, all happy. You know, life is fucking grand. Anyone who doubts what he says, there is an actual article that they can plant voices in people's heads. I don't have that. I do not have voice to skull technology. It's like an electrical fucking humming that makes me feel like I'm on fire. It's called microwaves directed do. I have the fucking NBC News article that tells about the Air Force going in front of Congress in 2006. You can go read it. It was an NBC News article. You can also read the paperwork for directed energy weapons. That's exactly what our government calls it. And you want to know how I know? Because the fucking paperwork I show is the paperwork from our government. Directed energy weapons. There's all kinds of shit. And to say that the United States doesn't have that technology, all you need to go is look at the fucking patents, because we own all of them. It's as simple as that. But it takes work. And I'm sorry, but I don't think they make a coloring book that shows it. You know, there's no cartoon that you can watch on television that will show everything and explain it in a way that you can understand it. You actually have to use critical reasoning skills. I know they don't teach those anymore, you know, but there's no Scooby-Doo cartoon or, you know, the Transformers cartoons or whatever fucking cartoon you can think of. There's no cartoons that are going to explain this shit to you. You have to actually use your adult brain. And yes, I'm irritable. I am so irritable Because now I have yet another mess. Like, I don't have enough shit to deal with. Now I have to go deal to find out if there's now another case of fraud happening in my life. And then when I find out, who do I go to? My sheriff? You know? He'll tell me, oh no, oh no. And I'm a pretty smart guy. What are other people who don't have the inclinations that I have? What do they go through? What do they have to go through? I'm not saying anything about satellite microwave technology. It's not satellite. It's boots on the fucking ground. The shit's in my neighborhood. It's not a fucking satellite. Any more than they eat fucking babies. There's no goddamn babies being fucking eaten. They make way too much money selling babies to people who want babies, you know? And babies don't have a lot of blood. I don't know if that's, you know, but they're small. They're small. There's not a whole lot of blood in there. Certainly not enough for everyone in the fucking coven. That's all the kind of bullshit that they want to fucking aim at you. Oh, it's Jewish lasers from the sky. You know? That's about as stupid as fucking saying as Voldemort and his Death Eaters and their magic wands. And it's said on purpose. The bullshit is said on purpose. Because if you're an idiot, you'll fucking jump on it. And if you're a sane, normal person, you'll realize that it's bullshit, but you will tend to throw the baby out with the bathwater. It's all false. That's how it works. That's the game. And that's the history of it. That's how it's always worked. That is the history of all of this. If it's happening to us now, don't you think it's going to happen to everyone at some point? It is. They have a whole group called Targeted Individuals, a whole fucking huge ass group of people who have complained about this. That Tory guy, I always forget his name, but he was bitching about it on videos years and years and years and years ago. Who the fuck do you think, who are the Americans they use this shit on to show the rest of the world they were safe? Or did they just go in front of Congress? Was the Air Force lying to Congress when they said they had them? Or they did all of these weapons and then they decided, we're not going to use them anymore, you know? And yet we have this thing called the Havana syndrome that just happens by magic. Or mental illness. That's their favorite thing. Anything that anybody says that they don't like, they just say they're mentally ill, you know? Oh, there's no child trafficking. Anyone who says it is just mentally ill. That's why they get mad at me, because I know that Pizzagate was a piece of shit. It was fake. QAnon, fake. All of it was fake. A distraction. A distraction. And of course everybody around P. Diddy is fucking nervous. I would be too. They're all black. They ain't gonna get the same kind of deal that Jeffrey Epstein got. What? You mean P. Diddy doesn't get to come and go from the jail at his pleasure like Jeffrey Epstein did? And there's only one reason why. Because he's black. P. Diddy is black. Because it was the same shit. The exact same shit. Exact same shit. Let me remind everybody, Madison Cawthorn came out and said that the Republicans were having cocaine-fueled orgies. Look at how fast they got rid of him after he said that. Fuck, he was gone less than a month later. They got rid of him, you know? But he was just talking out his ass, you know? It's so frustrating. And it's always, what about? What about? What about Hillary Clinton? What about John Podesta? Well, what about him? Probably guilty, needs to be investigated right along with all the fucking rest. But what this whataboutism, what it does is, my person shouldn't be investigated because they didn't investigate that person. So you know who loses when it all comes to child trafficking? Oh, you didn't investigate this person, so you can't investigate this person. You know who fucking loses? The kids they're trafficking, who I don't think find any of this entertaining. They're not watching shit on YouTube, being entertained by it. The fact that I have to go now and deal with all this bullshit next week, and then when I find out, what do I do? Who do I go to? Who do I tell? You know, that gas station, as obvious can all get out. Who can I tell? Who can I tell? You know? Who's selling sports marketing? Which is actually DNA harvesting. I don't know who you're talking about. It's the whole reason why when Craig Sawyer and Russ Dizdar went on fucking national television saying, oh, you can't send us money through PayPal or Venmo or any of the normal stuff. Epstein, okay. Epstein was setting everybody up. He was doing the same shit Diddy was doing. And you know how I know the game? Because it was the same exact shit that was happening in Omaha when I was a kid. Same shit. Same fucking game. And everybody just wants to... I personally don't believe everyone is that fucking stupid. If you choose not to see it, it's because you choose not to see it. Not because you don't have the capabilities. Not because it's not there to be seen. But they choose not to see it. Now it's entertainment. Exactly. You know, now it's entertainment. Everybody's watching. The biggest thing now is, oh, Will Smith got fucked. Oh, someone walked in and Will Smith was getting it up the butt. Well, how about all the fucking kids? Because Will Smith was an adult. So why are they talking about that shit? Why does it even fucking matter? You know? They've lost their souls. That's right. Many are soulless. They have lost their souls. And people are getting... I am not the only person getting beamed with energy weapons. Exactly. There are a lot of us who are getting hit with these fucking weapons. They're torturing us in our own fucking homes. Minimal concern still in the programs. There's not even fucking one bit of concern, because what's happening with it is that Lucian Greaves, Doug Mesner, his satanic temple, and this satanic temple after school daycare bullshit is popping up all over the fucking nation. And it's all connected. It's all connected. And the Dead Isaac Kappy Club, all connected. What I've told investigators, if you want to know about the Dead Isaac Kappy Club, do an in-depth investigation on Isaac Kappy himself. What he was doing up to the point before he died. That Ramba-lamba ding-dong thing that they had for kids. Whatever the fuck it was. You know? The stuff that the Dead Isaac Kappy Club is completely connected to. Maybe if they would be investigated, they wouldn't be so fucking busy bragging about how they're fucking committing fraud where I'm concerned. Because Social Security didn't like it. They didn't like the fact that there was a myriad amount of attempts of identity theft. They didn't much care for it. I don't think that PayPal and Venmo are going to much care for it. I know the insurance companies didn't care for it when I let them know about the fucking Erling, Iowa gas station explosion, and Shelby County, Iowa Sheriff Neil Gross can say whatever the fuck he wants to say. He was there. He got interviewed. I know he got interviewed. So did I. In the same day, on this same news. He knew. And to say that he wasn't responsible, it was not his job to count explosions, that it wasn't their job to count explosions, is a fucking dumbass excuse. Around here, it'll work perfect. Around here, it'll work perfect. You know? Because this group around here, a lot of the people, and not everybody, but there are a lot of people in town, don't fucking want to know what the truth is. Don't want to have a clue. Don't give a shit. They are totally okay with evil if it benefits them or if it doesn't come to their door. But if it doesn't come to their door and other people are experiencing it, tough fucking shit. Yes, there's an article to the news article. Go to ketv.com, channel 7, ketv.com, and type in Erling, Iowa gas station explosion. Or go to my blog, davidshurter.com. Go to the search bar, type in Erling, Iowa gas station explosion. All the shit will come up then. Everything. Everything. The official report, the KETV news article, and I know KETV must be looking at it because do you know that that video wasn't up for a long time? They left the article, but they took the video down. And now in the last 6 months, the video has suddenly reappeared on their site. That has to have happened for a reason. But KETV is someone that I keep abreast of what's going on. They're the ones who reported on Erling, Iowa gas station. I figured they would find it fascinating to find out that the official report calls them a liar. That they don't have it was fake news, you know? Of course, Dan was able to get out of the gas station, go back into the gas station, get his brother-in-law, and get them both out of the gas station before the second explosion. But I guess that physics didn't work in fucking Erling that day. You know? It was one explosion. I guess Dan had to dig through the rubble to get to his brother-in-law. And his brother-in-law was not badly hurt. He did go to the hospital because he was hurt. But not like you'd find if the whole fucking building was on top of him and he had to be dug out of the rubble. You know? Because it didn't happen that way. Didn't happen that way. But the obvious lie doesn't make a fucking bit of difference, just adds to the intrigue. It's more entertainment. It's more entertainment. For those of you who find this all entertaining, and I say this from the bottom of my fucking heart, I hope one of your family members ends up getting taken by this group. I hope your kids or your grandkids or your nieces or your nephews, let them be taken. That way you can all experience exactly how fucking entertaining all of this shit really is. You know, if it's okay for everyone else, it means it's okay for you. Because chances are, you find yourself in that predicament, you won't find it entertaining anymore. You'll find it heart-wrenching and anguishing and painful. It'll hurt. Because it'll make it real. That's what needs to happen. The shit needs to become real to people. Because it's not real to a lot of people. It's not real at all. And the fact that I have to go and I'm pretty sure that there's fucking fraud being committed, that they're trying to set me up, you know? God only knows how much. Fuck, they have more of a thing. Who's donated to that thing? You know? Should have never posted that yesterday. Should have never posted it. And all YouTube has to do is go look. And all authorities have to do is go to YouTube with the subpoena and they'll be able to see it. I'll admit, I didn't get a screenshot of it because yesterday I wasn't in the mood to deal with this bullshit. Wasn't in the mood. Didn't think it would disappear. After I did what I did, I went to go get a screenshot after my live last night, and that was when it was gone. You know? My brother-in-law wasn't in that explosion. Dan, the dude who owned the gas station, who was in the gas station when it blew up. His brother-in-law, who helped him and was working. The only reason why I think Dan's brother-in-law lived through it, because he was in the room where the explosion happened, was because he was in that pit working on a car. It was being in that pit that protected him. You know? There was one explosion, and then 9.5 minutes later, there was a second explosion. They have videos of the second explosion. There's videos of the fucking second explosion out there. Let alone with me talking to the news guy. And of course, I was standing right there. So he went and filmed on my sister's porch, which pissed off my sister because he didn't ask permission. I couldn't have given him permission, and my sister wasn't there. She was in Omaha. And so she was all mad about it. But they interviewed Neil, they interviewed me. Hey, Sherilyn. At the very beginning of the news article, you'll read and say it was like a war zone. That's my quote. They're quoting me in that. That is what I said. It was like a war zone. And there was a reason why I said it was like a war zone, because I knew that it had been done. There were people across the street the Saturday night before at 3 o'clock in the morning, even though we were in COVID lockdown and nothing had been open. They're across the street Saturday, wake up my neighbors, and the gas station that's been there for 40 plus fucking years, had no problems whatsoever, just suddenly blows up that Monday morning. Not to mention Deputy Donovan, one of Shelby County, Iowa Sheriff Neil Gross's deputies, the one who went to court trying to take my dogs away from me in Erling, ended up committing suicide a week and a half before the gas station explosion. And Neil Gross, Shelby County, Iowa Sheriff, is on record. When people asked him about Donovan, he said that Donovan was being bullied. So instead of just quitting your job and going and finding another job, the dude decided, fuck it. I don't give a shit if I have a wife and kids. I'm going to kill myself. Instead of, because he was being bullied at work. Isn't that what everyone does, being bullied at work? Kills themselves? What the fuck were they doing? What were they bullying him to do? Why wouldn't they? The Sicilian witch. Who is the Sicilian witch? I know some Sicilian witch. Connected to someone. Phoenix something or other, isn't it? They were trying to get rid of my sister and I both. My sister lived across the street. I lived across the street, a block up. That's why they tried to take us out. Blowing up my house wouldn't have made a fucking bit of sense. And it would have been a bit obvious. You know? They don't give a fuck who they hurt. Dan and his brother-in-law would have died in that gas station explosion. And the report doesn't make sense. The official report, compared to what was reported on, which actually happened, conflicts with each other. So you can make it all about me all you want. But it ain't gonna fucking work, you dumbass. And if you think I don't know who you are, you're an idiot. You know? Again, I only know one person who's on record going on and on and on about how they're a Sicilian witch. You know? Again, the Dead Issac Kappy Club is involved with the group that's involved with all of this. That's also involved with the fraud that has been starting, that has the Social Security that was attempted. They failed, but it was attempted. And obviously, if there is a PayPal and a Venmo with David Shurter 1, at least one of the Dead Issac Kappy Club members knows exactly what's fucking going on because they just posted it on their community page yesterday on YouTube. So to say that they don't know is ridiculous. They blew up the gas station because they figured that the shit would take out my sister's house and my house. Because the second explosion, when that gas station went off the second time, there were 300+ pound pieces of debris 9 blocks away in a field across town, on the other side of town. Had that wall gone down where the first explosion was, that 300+ pound debris would have fucking hit my house. Head fucking on, you know? But it's funny because Tara Joyce has a video out there fucking trying to talk this gas station as well. And the Sicilian witch in here is in here telling everybody how it couldn't possibly be the way that I've suggested it. It's funny because these are all members of the fucking Dead Issac Kappy Club. They'll do it right out in the fucking open. Dude, why don't you guys go educate yourself and look at what happened? How it all went. Instead of fucking arguing with me, sitting on your ass, don't have a goddamn clue how the shit worked. Didn't have a clue what was going on. Don't have a fucking... You are spouting uneducated opinions, sitting on your ass knowing not a fucking thing, and expecting everybody to actually think that you're an authority. And it's ridiculously stupid, you know? And you guys are all on fake ass accounts. So now the Sicilian witch is gone, and now some dude that has a Middle Eastern name is in here, saying the same shit, you know? Yes, they have been completely inept. Completely inept with setting me up. All the shit that happened in Washington. Didn't get me locked up, didn't get my house taken away, didn't get me in the fucking hospital. But there's all kinds of shit that you can see out there. Go look at those protection orders. All you have to do is go to Kent, Washington. David Shurter versus whoever. Kent, Washington, protection order. It's all public fucking record. All those videos have nothing to do with the petitioners whatsoever, but only and solely have to deal with Lucian Greaves, Doug Mesner, founder of the Satanic Temple, who at the time, unbeknownst to me, lived 23 miles away from me in Tacoma. All of them are involved with child trafficking. That's what they're involved with because that's what Issac Kappy was involved with. So that's why I call them the Dead Issac Kappy Club. Because that's what they want to focus on, is the Dead Issac Kappy. Not what Issac was involved with, not what he was trying to expose, just the Dead Issac Kappy bullshit. And it never goes anywhere. It's been a circus for 4 fucking years. Until I started talking about Issac, and then they descended on me as a group all at once. And I've shown that over and over and over. That's why they're desperate to get this station taken down. Because they want all that shit to go away. Well, you want to know what, sweetie? I'm not the one who's saying that an investigation doesn't need to happen. I know they investigate me first, sweetie, you know? And your picture, oh my God, lay off the fucking drugs, bitch. Jesus Louise, do you have a mirror? And I'm just taking screenshots. And I'll post it. And then when I'm done with this, I'll send it to my law officials too. You know? No, I don't think you're cute. I don't think you're cute. I think you look like you've been ridden hard and put away wet. That's what I think. I think you look horrid. I think most of you look horrid. The evil, the darkness inside of you is all over you. There's no way to hide it. You know? Oh, that's okay, sweetie. You know? And she's helping to not help children. They're all involved with hiding child killers. They're hiding child killers. That's what's happening. The Dead Isaac Kappy Club. And I don't talk about her. In fact, when I add stuff, all I do is put her partner's name. I never put her name in there. I'm so glad that she's fucking talking in here now, because I can take screenshots and introduce her stupid ass too. You know? They all think that they're arrogant, that they can't be touched, that they're so superior. They're smarter. Don't have not even an ounce of education. Don't have a fucking clue about anything other than their own want and their own desire. But they're superior to everyone else. You know? I've helped a lot of survivors, sweetie. And getting all of you investigated will help children. Because once you get investigated, this child trafficking shit will stop. Or at least your group's side to it will stop. And notice how, I tell you, they watch me. They do. They watch me. It's like they don't sleep. It's like they're at their computer just waiting for me to come on here, you know? Who I've helped, who I haven't helped. I've had a lot of survivors tell me, who have you helped, you dumb bitch? Anyone? Anyone? I'm getting ready to block you, sweetie. Because I'm not going to spend my entire time arguing with you on here. Why are you on my page? Why are you on here? You know? Why did you guys come down? Your story changes. First, you didn't know who I was. Then you said you wanted to reach out to me after Isaac Kappy died. Your story has changed constantly. Let me talk about your husband, or whoever the fuck he is to you. Corey Daniels, Phoenix Enigma, the one who knew exactly when he drove under an underpass, the very minute he drove under the underpass, but didn't know Isaac Kappy, and there was nothing showing that anything was going on. Nothing. And now, suddenly, he and Daniel Dowd want to be heroes. They want to be heroes because now they were on the bridge trying to keep Isaac Kappy from going off that bridge. That's how the story changes. And you want to know what? I don't go on to your guys' shit arguing with you. What ends up happening is that you are trying to actually, you know, oh yeah, it is fun. Hide user and hide user. Let's see if she comes back on another account, because I bet she does. They have 1 million accounts. That's how it works. They have 1 million accounts. And they're the ones freaking out because they're the ones who are involved. The Sicilian witch, that's Corey Daniels' girlfriend, whatever the fuck she is. Supposedly the very last person Isaac Kappy talked to before he went off the fucking bridge. That's who was just on here. That's who she is. The very person who says that she was the very last person Isaac Kappy talked to before he went off the bridge. Don't invest in the wrong people, David. I don't, you know, I invest in heaven, in God. God will end up dealing with this. I'm just pointing out the facts of the whole thing. Johnny Gosch is not alive. Johnny Gosch is not alive. And Jeff Gannon is not fucking Johnny Gosch. Again, that was all fucking stupid shit because people started questioning. And so all of a sudden, Jeff Gannon comes out of the fucking woodwork. And where did it go? Nowhere. It was just another circus that went nowhere. And anybody who got caught up in the circus got so bored with it, they just threw the baby out with the bathwater. Thank you. I have done so much. And that's the reason why don't throw pearls before swine. That's the reason why they're in here fighting me so hard. That's the reason why they're in here fighting me so hard. Because they know. They know. I have all kinds of fucking emails from fucking Corey Daniel. Shit. And so does my police. Because I just forward everything. You know, just forward everything. Only this time, Neil Gross, Shelby County, Iowa Sheriff Neil Gross, is not going to be able to claim plausible deniability. I didn't know. I had no idea. Even though he tries. You know, again, when Pootie Twang was sending me all those live videos of Harlan, Neil Gross focuses on a picture that isn't even from the right account. And has to this point never dealt with those live videos. And dealing with that picture, when I said that he sent that group email out, it was 6 months after the fact. That's when he responded, and it was because I wouldn't let it go. I wouldn't let it go. So then they put out any kind of fucking bullshit they can to spin the fucking story, just like the Sicilian witch just tried to do. You know, they want to get their little narrative in there so they can control their little narrative, even though their narrative is bullshit. And then they say, you twist my words. No, I'm not. I'm not twisting your words at all, sweetie. Not at all. I'm just saying how it is, what happened and how it worked. You know, first you didn't know me, then you knew me and tried to get a hold of me. Right after Isaac died, but I didn't even know. And let me point out, I didn't have a fucking clue who any of the Dead Isaac Kappy Club was until about a year ago, when I started talking about Isaac Kappy and allowed comments back on my videos. I didn't have a fucking clue who any of them were. And they all had to come attack me. That's how I found out about every fucking one of them, because they all attacked me over and over and over and over and over, which I've shown, you know? And so it's on this video. But what can you do? What can I do other than what I am doing? You know? There's been people in here who said you've helped. We saw them come in here. Yeah, people have told me I've helped them a lot. Survivors who have read my book, no. Have I gone to fucking homeless camps and tried to fucking expose everything like Isaac did? No. But then I'm still alive and he's not. You know? The whole thing about it is that this shit needs to be exposed. If they would just look at the satanic after-school daycare bullshit, Lucian Greaves, the Dead Isaac Kappy Club, how many fucking children would be helped with that whole thing? But they want to tell me, you've never helped any kids. You've never helped anybody. You know? It's because the cops don't investigate. What they do when your kid gets abducted is they tell you that your kid ran away, because runaways don't get counted. So nobody counts runaways. And that's what ends up happening. Perfect example, Todd Beckett. Todd Beckett got abducted in the old market. The cops told his parents that he was a runaway. His parents hired Danny Whalen, who was a private investigator who found him with his abductor in Oregon in a hotel room, in a motel room. Amber Harris, another example in Omaha. She was a runaway. Got off her school bus right in front of a fucking convicted pedophile's house. The police told everybody Amber Harris was a runaway until about 8 months later when someone tripped over her rotted corpse in Hummel Park. Then suddenly she wasn't a runaway anymore. But that's what John Pankinen is for. They call all these kids runaways so they don't get counted as child abduction. You know? That's how it works, basically. And they think, just like I said, just like you saw with what just happened this morning, they act with impunity. They think they can't be touched. Nobody can investigate them. Nobody can even look at their shit. They can't be touched. And they dance around like fucking methed up monkeys in heat, thinking that they are superior, when the fact is they're the fucking lowest form of life that ever existed. You know? They never want to investigate. Hundreds of kids went missing. They didn't want to investigate. Well, I was told that the 1,000 kids that disappeared in Ohio right around the time they busted that satanic pedophile, global satanic pedophile trafficking ring, they all ran away. 1,000 kids all at once in Ohio ran away, you know? And people are like, oh, wow, that's weird. Never seen that before. Well, there's a reason why you never saw 1,000 kids run away all at the same time. At the same time that a global satanic pedophile Nazi child trafficking ring gets busted in New York. But nothing's connected to anything else. And they'll actually argue that gas station explosion. That's what she was in here arguing, was about the gas station explosion. Like they fucking know more about that gas station explosion than I do. And I was there, I got interviewed, I knew what the fuck was going on. But they know more. And there's a reason why they want everyone to think they know more. And I'm wrong. But it's not that hard to prove. At all. But Neil Gross, Shelby County, Iowa sheriff, and his fucking butt boy, Captain Chad Butler, are the gatekeepers. They think they're safe because they have Neil Gross and Chad Butler in their back pocket or their front pocket or wherever they fucking need them. But Neil Gross protects them, not the people that elected him, you know? Oh, Saki, I know you watch my shit. Ran away. She used that in quotation marks. It was amusing. Gross said that it was less than 100. Well, I think even one needs to be investigated. Because he fucking argued with me. That's how Demon Saki knows what the fuck she's talking about. Because I made videos showing the fucking conversations. You know? Posted their own shit. And you're right. 100 kids just disappearing? I think that's worthy to be investigated. One kid is worthy to be investigated. But they don't investigate, and they make excuses why they're not going to investigate and why that's acceptable and why it's okay. It's not their job to count the explosions in gas stations. It's not their job to investigate kids and disappearances. It's not their job to do anything other than what the fuck they think they want to do. You know? And then people wonder why I'm irritated. It was like a war zone. That's my quote. And there's a reason why I said that specific thing. Because I was getting all kinds of fucking death threats. I was being attacked in my house left and right. left and right. But I'm sure that the Dead Isaac Kappy Club knows all about that as well. It's interesting how I didn't even know them when it came to the Erlin, Iowa gas station explosion, but they all seem to be invested in that. All of them seem to be invested in that. That's the reason why I did the video I did yesterday. You know? Oh, Sherilyn, the very beginning of this, I actually yelled at the very beginning of this. I'm irritable. And like I said, I would get the fuck out of here if I had any money, but I don't have any money. So this is what I get to do. I get to just live with it and sit with it all goddamn day. Until tomorrow, when I have to get a hold of PayPal and Venmo. And then when I find that out, who do I go to report it? You know? Who do I go to report it? Because Neil seems invested in helping them, not me. I have a tie on. That means it wasn't going to be like yesterday. I had a really good time. I just want to tell you guys yesterday, I had a really good time. That was the most fun 2.5 hours I think I've ever had doing these live videos. It was just so nice to be able to talk about something other than fucking this group of child killers. You know? But obviously this group of child killers wants me to fucking talk about them because they're even in here this morning. You know? And there's a reason why they're in here. Because they're shitting their pants. And you want to know what? They should be shitting their pants. Neil's in trouble. You can say whatever the fuck you want about that goddamn gas station explosion. But there's shit happening because of it. There are people who are not happy, and they aren't happy for good reasons. You know? The insurance companies don't like to pay for things that they're not liable for. And I don't think they appreciated being lied to. When it was so fucking obvious that they were being lied to. It's just, there's a reason why. Because now the Dead Isaac Kappy Club is trying to protect my sheriff. And the reason why they're trying to protect my sheriff is because they need my sheriff. They need my sheriff and his group that is right beside me in order to take me down. That's the reason why they're fighting about that gas station explosion they don't have a fucking clue about. They're just trying to spin it in any way that discredits me. But all I'm doing is pointing out the truth. That's all I've done is point out the truth. But they don't like the truth. Obviously. You're twisting my words. No, I'm not. I'm saying exactly what the fuck you said. You know? It is weird how so many people focus on these bow ties. It is just bizarre how many, you know? So I guess being a member of the fashion police makes you superior instead of just an idiot, you know? Can't deal with what I'm saying, so you end up attacking my bow tie. Right. So weird they question it when it's an actual televised interviews. It was the news report. The gas station blowing up in Erling was big news. It was big fucking news. Not just in the area, but I think it hit national news, you know? But it was big news in Iowa. Gas stations don't just explode every goddamn day in Iowa, you know? And certainly not 9.5 minutes apart. And so it was big news. The fact that they're going to argue that I don't know what I'm talking about when I actually got interviewed as well, you know, obviously I was there. I got interviewed at the same time. Not at this, I wasn't like I was standing next to Neil, but he got interviewed, then they came over and interviewed me. And, because they asked me, do you live here? Because I was standing in front of my sister's house. I said, no, I live right there. Because my house was right You know, you could see my house from there. I live kitty corner to my sister on the same fucking highway, off of the same highway. And there's a reason why there's such a discrepancy. And there's a reason why they're fighting so hard to protect Neil Gross. They're so hard. The Slime King does it all the time. Tries to defend Neil Gross. You know? When, the truth be told, I believe Neil Gross was a good guy and trying to help right up until that gas station explosion. But after everything went down with the gas station explosion, I knew that he had been playing me for a fucking idiot. You know? Because I believed his good guy routine. Just like everybody around here believes his little Boy Scout routine. But it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. You know? He's a really good liar. And what is it with all these women out here with this fake ass bleached out hair? Why do women bleach their hair like that? It doesn't look normal. Most of the time it looks like straw, and you look like a bimbo when you have it. That's just my opinion. But the bleach blonde hair look makes women look like bimbos, because you don't see men doing it. You know, if men are bleaching their hair blonde, I always assume they play on the same side of the tracks as I do. But I don't understand it. And they're also superior. You know, bleach blonde hair and fake ass boobs. But that's what's superior. Sorry, I just get frustrated having to live out here and deal with this bullshit. You know? How about the moniker Sherilyn? I don't even know what that is. Right over my head. I'm not going to stay on here. Since I'm stuck here for the day, I think I'm just going to go lay down. Their bullshit was awful. Last night, I thought I was going to end up dying, and then about 4:30 in the morning, I journeyed and fucking begged to finally let them just kill me. Because the shit's torture. The shit is torture. It's awful. You know? Just because I'm trying to fucking expose a bunch of goddamn child killers. Shouldn't be this fucking hard. Shouldn't be this fucking hard. And yet, here we are. Here I am. You know? Shouldn't be this fucking hard. I shouldn't have had to do near the shit that I have had to do to get this exposed. Do a blog, write a book, do a documentary. Fucking everything that I possibly can. Everything that I can fucking think of. It shouldn't be that hard. Friends who have gotten murdered over this bullshit. You know? It shouldn't be this hard. And they dance around like fucking methed out monkeys in heat. Thinking that they do it with impunity. They can do whatever the fuck they want. And of course they can, because my fucking sheriff is helping them. You know? Flat out fucking helping them. They do videos bragging about it. That's how I found out about fucking Chad Butler. Was they fucking posted, Captain Underpants posted a video where he got an email from Neil, and I just simply read the fucking email. I would have never known about him. Even though the dickhead tried to run me fucking down with his big ass pickup truck. Because that's who that dickhead was. And Neil Gross just fucking lies. I don't think the dude knows how to tell the truth. I think he has deluded himself with his own bullshit. He can tell himself whatever the fuck he wants. And it doesn't have to have any semblance of reality to it whatsoever. Not a fucking bit. Not a fucking bit. And why does it have to? He has the Dead Isaac Kappy Club and the Slime King fucking pushing him on, telling him how great he is. And how worthwhile his lies are. Yeah, That's something to be fucking proud of. Protecting fucking child killers, you know? Oh. Dead Issac Kappy. Oh. But it should be, the S should be a C. But yeah, it still works. Dead Issac Kappy Club. DIKC. Dick. Dicks. You know? But I always tell these people, if you invite these people to your house, you better have a fucking carton, a great big thing of Clorox wipes. And you better hide your silverware and clean your doorknobs and hide your pets, hide your kids, hide everything, because they fucking like to fuck anything they possibly can. And so you need to wipe down everything after they leave, because God only knows they're shoving your doorknobs up their ass, you know? It's gross. It's fucking sad, you know? And you can take all of that fucking Nazi bullshit. Someone just typed in, are the Jews coming? The Jews aren't the ones you have to be worried about. It's the fucking Nazis that are parading around on the fucking streets anymore. The fact that you have to remind people that Nazis are bad shows how far we have fallen in society. You know? Shows how close civilization is to just crumbling. Guarantee. I'm going to get off here. I'm not even going to pray. That's how fucking irritated I am. You know? God only knows. People are fucking donating to a goddamn account I don't even know about and don't have any control over. Why the fuck else would Tara Joyce post that yesterday? And my Venmo and my PayPal are not David Shurter 1. That is not an account I own, that I control, that I even have anything to do with. My Venmo and my PayPal are D. Shurter. If you like what I do, I love donations. If you want to read the book that I got nominated for Book of the Year when I published it, all about the shit I've been trying to expose, $30 fucking. Tell me who to inscribe it to. Tell me where I'm sending it. But you can tell I'm in the shittiest fucking mood. And I thought this live would help, and I do appreciate you guys in here. I do appreciate you. It's just, nothing's going to help this. I am sick to death of this. And every time, again, I have said this before, I feel like the fucking dude who was in The Godfather. Every time I try to get out, they pull me back in. And I try to get out, and they pull me back in. It's like a fucking circus I can't escape. And they're constantly doing bullshit to me. Constantly. And dancing around. And the reason why they dance around is because Shelby County, Iowa Sheriff Neil Gross and his fucking butt boy captain, Chad Butler, are fucking helping them. Because they learned how to diagnose people in cop school. So they have their therapy degree as well as their cop degree. You know? Maybe Chad Butler should have fucking taken his own goddamn advice before he shot an unarmed man. You know? So fucking hyped up. But then another deputy, just a fucking, 6 months ago, was all hyped up, going 80 miles on a gravel road, and they totaled two of their fucking $90,000 vehicles. And you want to know what their excuse was? The devil made them do it. That's their fucking excuse. And around here, people were like, oh, well, God saved you from the devil. Isn't that nice? Had nothing to do with the fact that your dumbasses were going 80 miles an hour on a fucking gravel road. You know? Any fucking moron. But I guess the devil made him do it. The devil made him fucking stupid. You know? Didn't have anything to do with the fact that they'd rather burn goddamn books than read them. fuck education around here. They can just tell whatever themselves. I wish, since their opinions dictate reality, they could tell themselves they don't need to breathe oxygen and act accordingly. You know? I don't really mean that, but I'm irritated. And I could have gotten so much worse with that comment. Yeah, that just happened. Just happened. No more than 6 months ago. 7 months ago. And then the dude did a video. The cop that did it did a video with music in the background and made himself out to be the hero. The devil made him total. That $90,000 vehicle going 80, 90 miles an hour on a gravel road, you know? And people were like, oh, no wonder they fucking take Neil Gross at his word, you know? These people have their fucking heads so far up Neil Gross's ass. They think when he farts sunshine. That's what they want to fucking believe around here. And the dude protects child killers. So with that said, I'm out of here. You know, pray for me if you're so inclined. Fuck, I need prayers. Cause I'm stuck here. They're gonna fucking beam their shit. Fucking make my life miserable. I'll probably have emails. Fuck, I'll have texts and phone calls and all that shit. I'll fucking email it, send it to my fucking law enforcement, and they'll tell me how it's all okay. You know? I don't know what to do or say anymore. You know? And people wonder why I'm irritated by this. But I'm gonna post this shit on my blog, and then for those of you who didn't see the Sicilian witch in here, who needs to lay off the fucking meth, because she looks like she's been ridden hard and put away wet. She looks awful, you know? And again, that bleach blonde hair. And they dress like they're fucking teenagers. What the fuck is that all about? You know? It's just bizarre. You know? Anyway, again, I'll just finish it with those of you who want my book to read what I'm fucking saying. $30. D. Shurter, PayPal, Amazon. You can't retain youth. It goes away. But with age, hopefully, would come experience. And you'd be a little bit brighter. I'm brighter now, almost 58 years old, than I ever was when I was 19. But I'm just so sick of this. I just can't tell you how sick of it. And now I'm having to go deal with more fraud. More fraud. And they danced around. I would have never fucking known. I would have never known had Tara Joyce not put that post on her community page yesterday. She took it down, but not before I saw it. You know? And who do I go to? Who do I report it to? You know? It's all a fucking setup. And what can I do? You know? I'm just beyond frustrated. Beyond fucking frustrated. Someone who is trying to expose a child trafficking ring, who has grown up in this bullshit, who comes from the family I do, has gone through the shit I have. It shouldn't be this fucking hard. It shouldn't be this hard. And you want to know what? Not only should it not be this hard, but how many people who were before me, who didn't have the tenacity, or better yet, the training that I went through, what did they go through? You know? What did they go through? No wonder none of this shit gets exposed. Because it's fucking a circus. And fuck you, Neil. You protect fucking child killers. If you're so eager to protect child killers, offer your own kids to them. Put your money where your fucking mouth is, dude. You want to protect fucking child killers, give them your own.